All right, it seems like most of us are done with our assessments on Splash Math, and it seems like most of us are ready to move on to a new activity. For the rest of this week, we're going to review a little bit of word problem work, and we're going to try a problem-solving activity on Friday. Today's assignment has us reviewing word problems. I am going to go through an example word problem here to refresh our memory about the different strategies that we can use to solve word problems.
Here is an example addition word problem. This will show you how to do the work on Seesaw, but you won't actually have this problem on your own Seesaw because it is my example. My first job is to read the problem. There are 6 flowers growing in the garden. Then 5 more flowers start to grow next to them. How many flowers are growing in the garden? Now looking below, I need to show this part whole, number bond, drawing, number line, and equation. I am going to start with a drawing, but I'm actually going to use emojis to do this drawing. I have my 6 flowers of one kind and 5 flowers that I chose to make a little different. Now I can count them all together. There are 11. Next, I'm going to write my equation. This one I'll choose to do with the pen tool. Now I wrote my equation, and I even color-coded it to match my drawing, because then I think it's a little more helpful for my audience. Next, I will do part whole. And I could do a number bond. Remember, you can use pictures or drawings in your number bond. Last, I need to show this math on a number line. So I'm going to start by circling my first amount, which is 6. Then I need to make 5 jumps for the 5 more flowers. That number I've landed on, 11, shows my answer. So now I've shown my word problem in 5 different ways. You are going to do the same thing today, except when you do it, you're going to have different word problems. Your addition word problem says, there are 4 ladybugs in the garden. Then 5 bees fly into the garden. How many bugs are in the garden now? On page 2, you also have a subtraction word problem. There are 15 birds sitting in a tree. Some birds fly away. Now there are 9 birds left in the tree. How many birds flew away? When you are done with your work, press the check mark to submit your work.
Well, that's our Seesaw activity for today. Once that is done, we can do our 20 minutes of Splash Math practice. Now, there is something that I wanted to bring to your attention. Now that I've finished my assessment, you can see I have a new balloon here that says My To Do's. It also says additional practice. What this means is Splash Math determined the areas that maybe I didn't answer correctly in my assessment and said these are the things that I need to practice. So I'm going to press this balloon because I know that I need to practice these skills for me to be ready for 2nd grade. Looks like I still need to work on telling time to the half hour. Maybe I didn't do so great on that on my assessment, so I need to make sure I'm practicing time to the half hour so that I'm ready for 2nd grade math. There you go. Now you have some idea about what you still might need to work on Splash Math. Remember, we've actually only got about a month of school left, so you should be feeling like an expert in almost all of these areas. If there are things that are still hard or challenging for you, then maybe you should focus your practice on those areas instead of trying things that you might want to do. That's called putting first things first.